to be laid.
Lay the instrument.
I see you still looking for documents, so I wanted to load you with more documents for gazetting.
No, I wanted us to dispose of the item under Roman 5.
Yes. So, Mr. Speaker, we are waiting. We are not west. We know we have the gazetted document with us. And we believe that before we have to debate this document, if you don't have any intention to delay the process, they are distributed in our pages. So if you are denying, they have to give us time so that we produce it. No, you said you have not seen it. In our possession.
Mr. Leader, we are not denying.
No, you said you don't have it.
We are saying we cannot lay hands on them.
Yes, I'm looking for you, sir. Come.
That is it.
Honorable. Rogers. Get some. Wait. This one. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that's what we do. We take it bill by bill. Bill by bill. For the instrument, constitutional instrument. I'm waiting for the one that you have. Number 156. And constitutional instrument amended Act 2022. That has to do section 32 and 33 of the Constitution with respect to the Electoral Commission and provide for other related matters. The Public Elections Act 2022 is gazetted number 32. 32. So we'll start with that one. This one we have. Whilst we are looking for the other. This one. So for the first, please. For the first item on the agenda, on the other paper, item 4A, we'll start with the one you have. That has to do with section 32, 33. That is the gazette, sir. The one that I'm giving you now. Well, I have a copy. May I read? Mr. Speaker, point of order. You know, let me borrow the words of their former speaker. Former speaker. So that said be the truth. Let me come. Mr. Speaker, the last sitting that was has to do with the debate of the public elections. Can we get the attention of the AG? They requested for us to have this instrument tabled before we complete. And we promised that it will be tabled today, which we have done. And if they are really sincere, if you look at the instrument, there is reference paid by the Gazette. It's not our responsibility for you to go and check for the Gazette. They have said it's all available. Now look at the constitutional instrument, and I read the caption. Supplementary to Sierra Leone Gazette, volume CXL XIII number 41, dated 16 June 2022. I have given you to you, Mr. Speaker. You have it. It's on the instrument. So what else are they asking for? He asked for Gazette. We said it's available. We have submitted that one. Mr. Speaker, with that caption right now,
I want to draw your attention to page 40 of that answer. Page 40 of that answer. I don't want to bore you to all read it. This is the clarification I'm seeking. Precedent law or what is enshrined can be taken into consideration as a substantive law in the Constitution. Thoroughly, on that page, thoroughly, Mr. Arokokane, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I wish to report that the bill entitled the Constitution of Sierra Leone Amendment Act 2013 has gone through the committee stage with amendments and therefore move that the bill be read a third time and passed into law. For the answer, Mr. Speaker, question proposed, agreed to be the bill entitled the Constitution of Sierra Leone Amendment Act 2013 have been enacted to amend, an act to amend the Constitution of Sierra Leone and have been read a third time and passed into law. In the answer, are you patient, please? We argue with them when you raise the question. In line with section 108 of the Constitution, this is a clear manifestation that this amendment was done by no means of counting, but the question of truth and correction of Constitution. Mr. Speaker, we want to ask you by this precedent set, which are very provisions, and you are aware of section 108, subsection B of that provision. We are asking you that because we have to vote on 2/3, and this House did the amendment of the Constitution using a unanimous decision, because there is nowhere in the answer telling us that 2/3 was carried. They just said, and we know the procedure. When the Constitution put an agreement upon, if they had vote, they must have taken. They did not take it out. If there was not taking, the answer must have stated that one to us. But they did not. When they put the question, they said, it's agreed upon. That's what shall be done. So we need a clarification. I respect your decision that are we going to take the same procedure as in line as the last constitutional amendment in 2013, or are you going to rely on section 168, subsection B of the 1991 Constitution? I want to get your ruling before we proceed.
Thank you, the leader.
Mr. Speaker, do you have the answers with you?
Yes, I do.
I will not just the reading, I will encourage you to look at it again. I am shocked again. Today you are shocking people every second. Question proposed, put and agreed to. Do you want 2/3 when you have 112 members voting? So do you want to disenfranchise the rest? Is that what he is insinuating? That you should even though you have 112 members voting in favor, you should say no, 2/3 voting. That will be the wrong answer, Mr. Speaker. I am a respecter of this Constitution, and we will continue to respect the Constitution. So, Mr. Speaker, what is stated here is not saying anything that 2/3 or no 2/3 we are secure. Nothing, absolutely. So I wonder why we are inferring or imputing words into the answer, which we are not supposed to wear.
Mr. Speaker, we know
Eddie.
when you say questions put, agree,
Eddie.
please answer.
Eddie.
How can you ascertain 2/3 without taking vote? How do you ascertain 2/3 without taking vote? We have answers to make reference. They didn't state anything. So because they did not state, and he was presiding. He was presiding, Mr. Speaker. We have not like argument. He is on our oath, and he said, we amended the Constitution by unanimous decision. Do we make presidential debate? And in fact, you tell me, say you cannot amend the constitution with unanimous decision. Mr. Coker, I'm not asked about 2 thoughts, whether it was unanimous or not. I don't want you to put this record straight for the posterity of this house. That decision was based on unanimous decision. Was not corruption of voices. I did mathematics. And I did further math. 2 thoughts can be ascertained by counting of members. 2 thoughts cannot be ascertained by not collecting of voices. And question put. The procedure to collect 2 thoughts must be specified in the answer. And he presented on that day. But for sincerity of purpose, I can remember I asked you that I will bring the answer one day. I will bring the answer, and I have done. I am waiting for your ruling. I'm not asking for you to clarify. I'm asking you that what is in front of me. I am not a lawyer. I'm not interpreting the law. But the answer is straightforward. Because what is that speaker? When you move motion, you put a question to us. And if you say the question is correct, it means it's agreed. But for you to ascertain, in connection with section 100 and subsection B, you have to assist 2 thirds members of parliament. So under that administration, he said that it's not stated. So they were doing the wrong thing. This answer was not proper everything. They were not doing their job very well. They were in the driving seat. So look at this answer. It's a responsibility, especially when he presided over that. So for us here, we still need clarification in line with section 108 of the Constitution. We need your clarification. We on this other side will accept your ruling because we don't want to talk about we don't want to talk about it. Judges don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it using unanimous decisions as they've done for the amendment constitution by the Mr. Speaker. Finally, Mr. Speaker, we also want you to rule for us section 91 of the Constitution. Because we have in the Constitution members of Parliament and members present. So we need a clarification. We are not fighting with what he did. We don't want you to correct the imbalances of yesterday. Thank you.
Speaker, I can't begin again. Unfortunately, members of Parliament don't do handsets. Unfortunately. And I don't want to remind this House of the anomalies that have transpired in less than 4 years. Talking about yesterday. Police entered this chamber and MPs were beaten out. Let us don't go to that. Let us talk on issues in front of us. That is it. So, yesteryears. Years are so recent. Years are very recent. Mr. Speaker, SO2. I will use your own SO2. So it will be lengthy a bit. Your SO2 I will use. If we are 100 in a room, we want 2 thirds. We are 100 votes, we are going to put 2 thirds. If we are 100 votes, we are 100. Even when the speaker was elected then, they voted. And he contested and won with about 100 votes or so. So, Mr. Speaker, the point here is Section 108 is Section 108. I wonder why I just want to put you in a position where you will talk about things you don't want to talk about. But 108 is 108.
Neither he nor you will ever put me in a position that I will talk what I do not wish to talk.
Mr. Speaker, it's
not possible.
Mr. Speaker, Section 108 of the Constitution is Section 108. And the law is only useful when it is triggered. The law is useful when it is triggered. There was nothing like to sin before 2018.
There was nothing like
to sin until it was triggered. It was only when to sin was triggered that it became an issue. Okay, Mr. If you are not comfortable, you go take lunch and come back. We are here to talk. You can bring more. Because I'm entitled to the time. He's not giving it to me. He's not giving it to me. I'm entitled to it. He's not giving it to me. Mr. Speaker, please tell the everyone. You are not giving me time. I am entitled to time.
I've been asked to make a ruling and I'm waiting for it.
That is it. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, now I'm in the
Make a ruling on the Constitution.
Nakambio.
On the Constitution.
I don't want to be reminded of anything by anyone.
Mr. Speaker, you are making ruling on the Constitution.
The Constitution of Sierra Leone Act number 6 of 1991 is the Grundnorm of this country. Grundnorm. Grundnorm. What that means is a German word. That is the highest law. The law which is the apex of all laws. And our Grundnorm is the Constitution of Sierra Leone, Act number 6 of 1991. And it clearly stipulates there in section 108 the procedure that must be used for the alteration of any part of the Constitution. The Constitution is not an ordinary law, like an act of parliament. It's an extraordinary law. It's the highest law of the land. So the drafters of the Constitution were very mindful of that when they stated express provisions as to how the Constitution should be amended. And that is contained in section 108. For the edification of the public, I know you members know it by heart. I'll just read the relevant parts that concern this particular request from the leader of the organization. It reads, subsection 1, subject to the provisions of this section. I repeat, subject to the provisions of this section. Parliament may alter this constitution. Subsection 2. It says a bill for an act of parliament under this section shall not be passed by Parliament unless, I will skip the areas dealing with gazetting. I'll come to the part that is more relevant to the question that the leader of government business has raised. And that is contained in 2B. The unless now proceeds as follows, that the bill is supported on the second and third readings by the votes of not less than 2/3 of the members of Parliament. For those of you who don't have the Constitution in front of you, I'll read that relevant article. Unless the bill is supported by on the second and third readings by the votes of not less than 2/3 of the members of Parliament. Then you have subsection 3 that deals with a totally different issue. It deals with the issue of how you amend entrenched clauses. What I read earlier refers to the clauses that are non-entrenched. For the entrenched clauses, there is an additional requirement of a referendum. But for the non-entrenched clauses, it stops at 2/3 majority of the members of Parliament. In case you want to read words into members of Parliament, let me tell you that my understanding of members of Parliament under section 108 is all members of Parliament, the total membership of members of Parliament is what reference is being made to. And it's easy to understand why. By contrasting 108 with section 91. 91, which I will read, you will readily see the difference between the two. It says, except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, any question proposed for decision in Parliament shall be determined by a majority of the votes of the members present and voting. Honorary members, I'm sure you see the difference. First difference I want to draw your attention to is between members of Parliament present and voting on the one hand, and on the other hand, members of Parliament under section 100. One refers to all, the other refers to less than all, those who are present and voting. Now, let me come back to one way. Ask yourself the question: how can you determine 2/3? For ordinary legislation, ordinary bills that we pass, we do that by collection of voices. I'm sure you're all familiar with that. All those in favor say aye, those against say nay, and depending on my hearing, and I'm not false, I go on the hearing disability, I'll make a pronouncement whether the ayes or the nays. But this is not an ordinary bill. It is a very sacred bill. The bill to amend the Constitution is as sacred as the Constitution itself. So,
Mr. Speaker, the time is past. I hear from the legislature to suspend it.
yes, I will accept it. Any second. Mr. Speaker. On this side, I saw the Mr. Speaker. I'm hearing two voices.
I saw second, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, let me check the second, Mr. Speaker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. For the first time. Those against say nay. Yes,
Procedure of voting. Somebody stand out and no one is satisfied.
so, let me restate what I said. I think sometime last week. That my own speakership under my watch the Constitution sacrosanctity will not be watered down by anyone. I cannot therefore ascertain two-thirds by collection of voices under section 108, where two-thirds vote is a requirement. It stands to reason that the voting has to take place. Voting has to take place. I cannot make a determination based on a collection of voices. Insofar as section 108 is concerned, let that be recorded as my ruling in this house. If you change it, when I would have left, but not under my watch. Let that be recorded. So therefore, any constitutional amendment before this house will require voting and will require two-thirds of the total membership of Parliament. Say, so what is provided for under section 30, subsection 6. In case you not watch that, it reads, in determining the appropriate majority of all members of Parliament. I refer you to section 30, subsection 6. In determining the appropriate majority of all members of Parliament, account shall only be taken of the persons actually and validly existing as members of Parliament at the relevant time. I believe, subject to correction by the clerks, that our present membership of this Parliament is 145. One is still pending because I have yet to receive the certificate from the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone in respect of constituency 056. I don't know. I cannot answer. I cannot answer that question. It's beyond my competence. So what we're talking about, if a division is called for under 108, is 2/3 of 145. I'm sure there are brilliant mathematicians amongst you who can easily do your arithmetic. Honorable leader of the community, I hope I have answered the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Eddie, wait, mate.
And we want to have a situation where we don't have strong in terms of voting. Because we had that to agree with the current situation. And just clarify various positions. Some people are fully aware and we are pleased with your ruling. But the final note, based on the precedent side, I did not hear you clearly on that. One day I remember for the one did for this provision.
Well, I do not consider it a precedent that I can follow. The precedent to which reference has been made.
Ali, go there far if you.
November 2013.
You go there far if you.
In my opinion, it's a precedent I cannot follow. If the 2/3 was ascertained by a collection of votes, the answer is not very clear on it. It did not say there was a collection of votes, or there was a division, or there was a vote. But if it was done by collection of votes, then it's a precedent I'm afraid I cannot accept and follow. But the reason is that
go there far if you.
Again, I hope I have answered it.
Mr. Speaker, we can proceed now.
On that note, we shall now proceed.
Bills. A. The Constitution of Sierra Leone Amendment Act 2022. Introduction and first reading. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We have an understanding that we'll be taking the CRT. So I rise on this one again. No, it's not on what should be done. It is not chair law, it is the law.
Continue the law.
Yeah, so I've not seen that one. Have you seen it?
Which one?
The 2 gazettes for the bill.
The second issue.
It is on this bill that is before us now. Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, this was done on extraordinary basis. That's one. See, we have extraordinary here, Mr. Speaker. When we have no waste taxpayers' money. This gazette are distributed to your PDOs for you to really understand. This extraordinary gazette, you are saying you have. It was given, Mr. Speaker.
Where is it?
We have to be very honest and sincere. Yeah? The Sierra Leone Gazette, extraordinary Gazette. Extraordinary Gazette. The 16th page, 2022. We have been very honest and transparent. First, he said there is no Gazette. We are producing Gazette. We now ask for another Gazette. And what's more, you don't need to be to this amendment. We know in the present circumstance, nobody is going to get to church. Except you have to get compromise. We are fully aware of that. But we want to, I repeat myself over and over. The mistake that you did, we want to correct it. If you accept, so be it. If you don't accept, so be it. We are not forcing anybody to join the church. This one we are coming to, this particular bill has to do with the redistricting which get back to the region. And we have no commissioner for Northwest. If you think it's a good thing to do, so be it. If you don't want us to do it, we are ready for that. We are not trying to falsify anything here, but accept that we have done, we have done the best we can do. The best we can. Yes, look at it.
Can I see? Because I do not seem to have your list.
We have done the best we can do. The best we can do.
Sierra Leone na the Facebook page.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Lawyer, the body of people lies on him. The body of people lies on him. I will give you Mr. Speaker. There's another one I will read, if you don't mind. Mr. Speaker, Sierra Leone Gazette, published by authority, number 25, 113 to 114, 362 page. The Constitution of Sierra Leone amended Act 2022. We also have it.
Leader.
Well, I'm going to say the same thing. No, don't see the all that. They were just I know. They were just
Still good at this. These are the business. What was the number? Who is this we had? Me, just so like a woman. usually. Are you looking at this? Are you and the website standing? This is our website.
Speakers, are we hearing you? Please.
Eddie.
Yes, you can.
I said you want to hear you because I have given you all the necessary documents.
I've seen them.
So fine, there's one supplementary, and if you look at the extraordinary gazetting that has to do set provision, the last paragraph clearly stated. They're fine. So we are in tune with what is asking for. Thank you. So we are waiting for your reading, sir.
As we did for the first, when it is clear, don't challenge it. So let's also see them and verify. Because I am relying on section 108. And no, but I have not seen them. I have so many documents. Mr. Speaker, I'm relying on section 108. Because I keep hearing the leader. I keep hearing the leader talking about extraordinary and extraordinary. Not yet. They are not convinced. But Mr. Speaker, I know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Mr. Speaker, the documents they are claiming to have subsumed those that were the supplementary of the 28th of April 2022 is coming from a quote-unquote extraordinary visit. Mr. Speaker, the comment is very clear. It's very clear. Not just don't circumvent the law to a specific purpose. We have all agreed, including the leader of government business, to uphold and respect the Constitution. We have all agreed on that. Extraordinary gazettes are specific gazettes. And we know why they have been used and for what purposes. We know that.
If you go to the supplementary in the Gazette, number 43, sorry, number 25. Number 25.
I want them to
I said 113, 114.
I did zoom. Come watch. I zoom at so but look at it.
The supplementary, the caption is supplementary. Supplementary.
This man, I'm back no man.
I want to publication in line with the provision that we have. As I said, because these are the middle of this discussion that we need to see the publication. As I told us, if you want to sincerely, as a Sierra Leone, as a leader of the opposition, if they really want us to discuss the document, we have proved that the first one was given. We gave it a proof and accepted. We have gone for the second one for 32 and 32 and 33. We said in the supplement, is there looking at constitutional instrument referring to the general aspect of the amending the public elections. And this extraordinary referring to the same public elections, if you refer to 32. Mr. Speaker, these things have been presented for far too long. What orderliness the leader of the opposition if he thinks we need to discuss this document? Let me say, if it just on this simple mistake, for example, say we have not seen the second publication. I said, let me say, if you allow me to, if you cannot pay attention. The capture there is talking about supplement. I still hold the word supplement. No, you need to cover them. Supplement. So there are some that must be publication before this time. We sent out the other paper last week Thursday. The other paper was out. Trust me, Mr. Speaker. They have requested for constitutional to be laid. We have done that already. And I promise them they want to discuss. As I said, Mr. Speaker, even if we have all the gazettes available now, we need them to see which the ones to amend the Constitution. 2 thirds. We need 98, which we are full of. So even if we have this, we still need 98 votes. We on the other side alone, with Parliament chief, with C4C independent, we still cannot get it. We still cannot get it. We need their votes. But Mr. Speaker, we need to tell this nation. Mr. Speaker, we need to tell the nation that the reason why we want to do the amendment, even if you're not going to get the 2 thirds, we want to explain to the people of this country why we want to amend provisions in the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, just for one publication, we have shown you extraordinary executive that has to do with the election, the Public Elections Act. We have shown you supplement of the constitutional instrument. What else would they want us to do? If they are sincere, they really want us to discuss. As they demanded, let them allow us to say our bit. Afterwards, if you don't join us on the other side, we are not going to get the 2 dollars. We are not going to get it. So they said the first one, I told them that we are supposed to. They are not putting pressure on us, looking at the time for us to go outside there and look for the document. So let me submit, Mr. Speaker. Let me submit. This is a bill. Again, it's a bill. Let me take you back to section 108. I agree with you so that you can talk to them. For the good of this nation, for the good of the public, for the people who are representing. Whilst we are discussing, we have so many people watching us. Whilst we are discussing, let us make sure that before completion we look for the central business. It is there. But all of this abnormal temperature and pressure, you cannot accept us to use this. Yeah, that's why you can go to him. It's the word. So Mr. Speaker, let me say, the law is the law. Mr. Speaker, the law is the law. What do I say?
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, you know, I'm expecting out of opposition to control his men when I speak. We are here and always telling my members, let them give me the respect that deserves you. I will tell them to do likewise. Nobody has monopoly of what you are doing. I'm asking you, when I'm talking, please, before I put the last time. But I'm a man will do the same thing. Let me make my point. I will sit down. My solution is this. They have demanded that we have a constitutional instrument in front of us. We have gone for the plus or minus 25% to plus or minus 20%. We have given now the constitutional instrument. I say we are responsible. Now, I have given also the supplement which is giving an indication that there was gazetting, but we cannot see it now. I have also gone as far as telling you that there is an ordinary gazette referring to public elections. Public election. And what you are doing is a subject instrument to the Elections Act. That's the presentation you are making to them. So, if there was no gazette, I can understand. But there is a gazette. If they want to discuss the subject matter, let them for the sake of the progress of this nation. Not because of one gazette. We are giving you gazettes. But you said you still want to see the other one. So we have said we have supplements here. The number is stated to the constitutional instruments. The general provision for the extraordinary gazette, talking about the same provision on the other paper, 32 and 33. What does you want to do? For us, and we are not going to die for that. We have made our point. We wait for your ruling, and we respect your ruling. For us, the nation is very paramount our individual political party. For us here, we believe in the constitution. Let me, before we started discussing the instrument, I said, good for us on the provisions to have a clear mind in the direction we are taking. So let's forget about it. If they are sincere, if they don't go to talk, you don't get the result. If they don't go to talk, you don't get the result. So we are not going to die for that. It's just a progressive state that we want to be. I rest my case and wait for a judge, but we'll say no more.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the leader has made his point, but in the process has twice imputed the proper motives. Twice. But it's my brother and his brother. Twice. Even the way he concluded. Mr. Speaker, I will ignore that.
With all due respect, let me say, I am progress in destiny. I will.
You will?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Mr.
No, I mean, I don't want you to
Let me say it. Firstly, he talked about intention of serving the nation. Imputing improper motive. See, I'm speaking and I know what I'm talking about. And secondly,
you know, I have ears to hear. I'm not hard of hearing. Let me make that clear.
Secondly, the word wasting the time of the house has been used on the number of people. We are not wasting the house. That is, he is imputing improper motives on us on this side. So, but said, I will allow that to roll back. I want to focus on the issues. Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, Zita is my brother, so I will not go into it. I am not requesting for the document because of expediency or otherwise. We have agreed to follow the law. The supplementary factor, which is assuring us that it's time they will locate it, was dated 20. When was it dated? I'm looking for my eyes. Dated 28 April 2022. The 20th of April. So it will have been far easier if these bills have been published then, for there to have been a subsequent result that will not have warranted the utilization of an extraordinary measure. Look at the date, it's on the top. It's on the top. 28 April 2022. We're now in July. I'm in July.
And you are a stickler for form.
Not just form. Not just form, Mr. Speaker. I agree, it's not your responsibility. I agree.
No, hold on.
I agree. I'm not just a stickler for form. I'm also a stickler for the law.
But I was separating form from substance.
So I'm being form from law.
Well,
so you are coming from one side and
No, I'm not. If you look at 108, there is a part of 108 that speaks to form, which you are not addressing.
No, I'm addressing.
And there is another part of 108 that speaks to substance.
That is what I'm addressing.
Which he has been speaking to as well.
Yeah, but that's also what I've been speaking to. That is to say, 2 publications 9 days apart. And it was all.
That's form.
It has also been. No, it's not just form. It is not just form, Mr. Speaker. No, I disagree, Mr. Speaker. No, sir. It's substance, Mr. Speaker. It's not a spelling mistake. It's not a non-being issue. That is not form, Mr. Speaker.
That's why I asked you, are you a stickler for formality?
I said law, Mr. Speaker. I said law. I'll go back to that.
And the law recognizes both form and substance. I'm showing you.
I agree. So, Mr. Speaker, again, that is my point.
Between the leader of the opposition and the leader of the government business, I see a difference between your approaches here. Let me start with the leader of government business. He has already conceded and it's a very important concession that he has made. Namely, that no matter what happens in this particular debate, he is aware of the difficulties that he faces and that has to be surmounted, which is the arithmetic that is built into 108 for the amendment of the Constitution. And he's already considered that on his side, it is highly improbable that he will come up with the requisite number of votes. That goes to substance. I'm sure you will agree, leader of the opposition. That goes to substance. He is considered, if you want me to repeat, that it is highly improbable that he will come up with the requisite number of votes to effect an amendment to the provision in question.
Mr. Speaker.
And that leads to the substance. But before we reach that point, we are laying great emphasis on the formality of publications in the Gazette. I know, call it procedure, call it formality, we speak in the same language. So quite frankly, between the two of you, you can relieve this parliament, this sitting of parliament, of the agony of proceeding further. I can see where all of this is leading. It's already been spelled out. Your own mashaka, not mine. Let me turn to the learned Attorney General. Just because I really want us to speed up this thing. Otherwise, we'll be here till midnight. Learned Attorney. It's my considered view that the cleavage that seems to separate these two is as follows. On the part of the leader of the opposition, he is drawing attention to the need to comply with the procedure spelled out in section 108 of the Constitution. Namely, 2 Gazette publications separated by 9 days. That is form. That's procedure. But in the presentation made earlier by the leader of government business, it's already considered, based on the ruling that I have given, that it is highly unlikely that his side, proposing the amendment to Section 32, will be able to come up with the requisite number of votes. You say that's immature. I heard you on that too. I heard you on that too. I will not respond to that. I will not respond to that. But I am concerned about the open admission made by the leader of government business. That he knows that no matter how hard he tries, ultimately he will not be able to come up with the requisite number of votes. That goes to substance. And quite frankly, I think we've reached a point now where we can easily guide this House as to what the outcome should be. Since you, on behalf of government, is the one piloting the bill, I wonder whether you have anything to say. To try and come to an amicable resolution of this.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in response to the question posed or my opinion that you are seeking on this issue, as a member of the executive, Mr. Speaker, our intention is to table this bill before the House to pilot it. The decision as to whether it will pass into law or not, Mr. Speaker, depends on the debate and the required vote. I'm also very much mindful of the position invoked or the help sought by the leader of government business from you to know whether they could go by precedence or they should go by the law. And you've given your ruling on that, which I'm convinced about. But however, my point is, Mr. Speaker, our intention is to table the bills before the House we pilot them, and then we start the process. I cannot for now tell you because I don't want to short circuit the system, but my intention is to table the bill, and thereafter I will advise.
In other words, you listen into Parliament to take the ultimate decision. The bill is now within the remit of Parliament, and for Parliament to decide. And it's very obvious to me, judging by the announcement made by the Chief of Government Business, that it's highly unlikely that you will get the arithmetic right. On your own side, you'll be less bothered about the arithmetic. Be more bothered about formality, procedure. Both of you can resolve this matter easily.
Mr. Speaker. Yes, thank you very much. I saw it coming since the day we started the debate for the election bill. I said it's a process, and it is a process. They said they will not debate because we have to get a constitutional instrument first debated. I yielded to that and put it on the other paper. Now they have seen the instrument in front of us. They have gone further to state that they don't want to continue with it because the second publication was not paid. I don't want to go into the how the publication because we are not in charge of the Gazette for the publication. Purely lies within the ministry and that of the government printing. But all the indications the documents are presented to you speak to the fact that publication has been made in the form of rejection. It's very clear. It's only on one point he's talking about. Second publication. Good. Now, because of time, I said we should not waste the time of the house. Let us accept for goodness sake what we want to do to start. But if they are still pushing on to say we cannot unless we get a second publication, I made a plea. There is an interest for good governance. And again, try to correct the imbalance to have an overwhelming authority of the commission to supervise our elections. I said, let us continue to debate. We will look for the extraordinary gazette or the other publication. I'm not forced. For me, for progress, because I'm seeing the other instrument coming to us 76, 32, 33, all of them react. For the interest of progress of this house, I will withdraw all the instruments and will continue the public election debate. Yes. Because we have to talk to the people of this nation. Are we serious about having an election, transparent election? And if we want to have that one, we can only get on the force of law. We are the force of law. So we want to amend the Public Elections Act. If we are interested in that and the population wants transparent elections, let them allow us to debate the Public Elections Act, the bill. They don't debate the bill.
What do you say to that?
That's my submission. I don't have a problem with that.
What do you
I will withdraw them.
No. Hold on before you do. Let me hear what the leader of the opposition has.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, for me to just rise and say I'm doing bills in this house, when the bill itself has been, is going to be introduced by the executive to us in Parliament, it's also confusing, Mr. Speaker. Very, very confusing. That's one. And secondly, this impression that is given out as if we are not interested in the bills, I have re-echoed before, I will also re-echo it now. Calling for what is right is not being an obstruct. What is right must be followed. Mr. Speaker, we were here. Why are these bills here today, Mr. Speaker? These bills are here because we want to follow what is right. We agreed as a house during the last sitting before they promised to come with this document today, that there are many clauses in the Public Elections Act that hinges on constitutional amendments. So we are looking forward to address them today, clean and clear them, and then move forward. It was a decision of this House, not my decision. So what the leader of government business is now proposing, I wonder where that will take us to. Because it will not just take us backwards, but it will also not take us anywhere.
Point of order, sir. Point of order. I said for us to continue to debate the public election bill. I draw the two instruments and look for the other. Is that what you have stated? I did not say I'm going to draw it from the House of Parliament. On the other paper, or you suspend. Yeah, or suspend it. Either. So I'm not talking about, please don't misconstrue me. You are, let me come, please. I will come forward, sir. I am interested for us to debate the substance of what we have. And the spirit of what we are doing is to let the people understand why we should have transparent election based by law. We can only empower the commission by the law factor. We only empower the commission by giving them a coping environment. By the use of law. I have mentioned that 32 in the constitution is a problem. Already they have accused the commissioner of being biased, unaccountable, and not transparent. I have read that one over and over from the opposition. I have been reacted to some of it. But what I'm saying, because of the substance of 32.2, I said no continue. They said they are procedures. I have not seen the other publication, but the supplement is giving an insight that there was publication. There was. Now we cannot continue because of procedure itself. I said I withdraw the two instruments of suspended. Once you continue to debate the public election bill,
Be more precise. Withdraw, suspend. Which one?
You want to suspend. Let me suspend. So, Mr. Speaker, if there's so desire for the people of this nation to understand what you are up to and to deliver for the veracity of the document you have in question, let us allow the public election bill to be debated. Two times, Mr. Filamena, they refused to debate. Injustice to the people of this country.
Okay.
On grounds that we don't see reasons much.
I understand now where you're coming from, but before I give you the floor, let me draw the attention of both of you to another provision of the Constitution. And more particularly, I'm drawing your attention to the leader of government. I refer you to subsection 7, so that no mistake is made any longer of 108. Let's read it together. So that no mistake is made any longer before we come to the debate. That provision reads, no act of parliament shall be deemed to add to or repeal or in any way alter any of the provisions of this Constitution unless it does so in express terms. It's extremely important that when the publication is done in the Gazette, it must be done expressly. So you cannot ambush it. It cannot be done by implication or otherwise. No, it cannot. That is very, very key. That the attention of the government printer be drawn to this. And let me tell you why. Because it's an act of treason. Maybe, you see, for people to understand the importance of this, the very next provision says, any suspension, alteration, or repeal of this Constitution other than on the authority of Parliament shall be deemed to be an act of treason. So altering the Constitution is no child's play. It's extremely important. You must follow the letter of the law all the way through. All the way through. So you've raised a very vital question. You are now proposing, in order to expedite the debate, that you suspend further consideration all the way through of this constitution, all the way through. So you raised a very vital question. You are now proposing, in order to expedite, are you prepared to proceed with the debate on the public elections?
Mr. Speaker, based on what we agreed on during the last sitting in this chamber, the reason that has led us to where we are today, and the subsection.
I've told you, not by ourselves abrogate any provision. We first ask for the valid limitation, we produce that one. He said, and I'm very clear that come on, English language, supplement. There are more publications somewhere, and there's an overriding provision in the extraordinary, citing 32. 32.
What I'm trying to say is that with respect, because of the seriousness of the matter before Parliament, the publication must be explicit in its
No problem. No, you are right. You are agreed. So what I'm saying, and in line with section 108, subsection 7 and 8, you are read for the edification of members and the wider public, for the good of the people, for the good of the nation, for the good of our democracy. Let them debate a public election. We are ready to continue debating. So for us, we want to debate a public election. And we in tune with section 108, subsection 7 as you have read. We are very serious about reforming our election system. We are very serious about it. We are further debating and we continue to debate. If there is no one to debate, so be it. I know he says the procedure. And the procedure is clearly stated in 108. How to deal with constitutional instruments. We are in tune with that. We are in tune with that. We are respectful of the rule of law, especially the Constitution. That's why, in fact, I asked Mr. Speaker that rule for us, we don't want to live on precedent, but rule for us on specific provision. You have done that for us. We have not questioned, and we are now asking you that we have suspended the instrument. Why should I looking for your position? But we cannot defy the people not to listen to the debate for the public election bill. We cannot continue to defy them. If you don't want to debate, so be it. Let us not debate. We are representing the people of this country. That is what we need to ascertain. That the people are listening to us. We are live on TV. They have made a lot of demands and are given. We have accepted. Mr. Speaker, why do you want to debate? We are not forcing it. Is there right to debate or not to debate? We on the other side, we on this other side. We are ready to continue to debate in public elections. We are ready to debate. Thank you.
Again, statements to say why are they not ready to debate? I will not go into. I will just confirm that we want to debate. What I reminded you, Mr. Speaker, that the last date before today, it came out very clearly that you cannot debate a bill piecemeal. That you cannot debate a bill isolating other clauses. And it was as a result of those implications, that is why they brought these instruments today. We cannot. You asked me the last time whether it will prejudice us. I said yes. And on that, we agreed. I was asked a specific question. Will it prejudice your debate? I said yes. Mr. Speaker, you see...
I'll tell you why I asked you that question.
Oh, sorry, sir.
What I had in mind, you referred me to the date of the elections. You said the date of the election. You believe that will prejudice your position. Of course, the date for 2023 elections has already been declared. The date that is being nominated in the bill is for future elections. Fine. But its proper place is in the Constitution, not in the bill. That's how I consider. Its proper place should be the Constitution, not the bill. But that's for the future. And indeed, I know about that. It can be done post 2023. No problem. The date of the election, future election, it can come as an amendment post 2023. You do not want anyhow. Speaker, I made it clear on that day, and you will started with and control the other day. The provision in the Constitution is very clear. Mr. Speaker, I want to read section 94 in the Constitution. That's why I said, let us suspend the Constitution and debate is still a process. But let me now read 94 for the edification of this House and the general public of the Constitution. Regulations of procedures in Parliament. Regulation of procedure in Parliament, section 94. 94.1. Subject to the provision of this Constitution, Parliament may regulate its own procedure. Parliament may regulate its own procedure and may in particular make and amend and revoke standing orders for the orderly conduct of its own procedures. It's so clear. We are not abrogating people. We have accused us that they cannot agree unless we have accepted. But allow us to continue the debate. Once we regulate ourselves, the Constitution giving us the mandate to do. What is a hulam? What is it? What is a huge cry? We are crying like babies. Why are we so crying? We are even saying we want to continue the debate. Mr. Speaker, this was something the truth. He speaks the truth. Mr. Speaker, you need to move for us now. But in the interest of a progressive state like Sierra Leone, we are. Move for us. We have gotten all the provisions. We are giving them a corridor. So seriously, they have refused. We are going to correct what is correct. We want to correct the mistakes of the Kenya administration. They caused us to talk today. They created a video. We want to give out the commission to our control commissioner. For the West, there's the spirit. There's a new direction. 94, we regulate ourselves. Mr. Speaker, should move now. Now, because nobody will. We said, we are now for any position. This is not the kind of Parliament. We are bound by the rule of law. I have read, posted, cited. What are we waiting for? For them to take us back. Because the thing the guys of the team, we think for the nation. Our mantra, one country, one people. We move with that. In the interest of the people, let's proceed, Mr. Speaker. Let me be very clear. Thank you. Let me listen to a different voice.
Mr. Speaker, behind the house. Let me have Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what has been before in the House today, very, very clear that the House is equipped with constitutional control. Allow me to clear that we operate the home Parliament. What is expected from both sides. I recall donors as well as the Parliament of Sierra Leone spent a lot of money on all of the MPs for declaration. So I begin to wonder whether vote declaration has been working until Mr. Speaker, we are waiting as members of the Village Committee. What do I expect? Moments like this from both sides. I've been hearing and we're hearing suspicion, lot of suspicion and finger pointing. What is expected from this house at this particular moment? We from this flag. What are we saying? We expect political compromise from both sides. We expect negotiation and a very good dialogue. At the end of the day, there will be consensus. When there is consensus, all the constitutional coming from will be watching and watching each other. We have been very intestinal. I'm a leader and a defender of the constitution in any case. But where are you? Because everything we have been discussed, all in around 177C, 108, 2B, 91, 1, all of these things, very critical. And because they have been chaos, are actually expected during that short break. Now all the leaders come, let's get a camera table, and let's have a final forward. Who do good for the people of Sierra Leone. So that the business of this house, I want to help from. Thank you very much.
On that note, I will stand the house down for 5 minutes. For reasons you will not understand.
For another moment. This is getting tougher, and tougher. Now, from the altercation of the visitors going out or not of the House of Parliament, now we are now here and the House resumed peacefully. The debate was supposed to have started, but it was held up in just one place, and that place was that the bill, the instruments, the constitutional instruments, one of them was not properly gazetted. Now the leader of government business is pleading that this be suspended, that they debate and say what they want to say to Sierra Leoneans, so that they can express to Sierra Leoneans what is important and why they think the public elections bill should be enacted. But the leader of government, the leader of opposition, Honorable Channel Bar, is insisting that no, proper procedure should be followed, that they should not circumvent procedure to suit a particular situation. This is the point where we are standing currently. And Speaker is yet to make a ruling on this. They are saying this provision should be suspended and they should continue with the debate. But the opposition leader is saying no, the debate, they should ensure proper things should be done before the debate continues. We are live in Parliament following the debate on the public elections bill. Mind you, we have the public elections bill and the constitutional amendment provisions that are before Parliament for enactment. We've been on this since last week. It was tabled. The opposition did not take part in the debate, and here we are today. We are expecting the debate to continue, and the opposition is saying yes, we are willing to debate, but we should follow proper procedure. It means that the bill should be properly gazetted. Properly gazetted in the sense, what is the caveat there is that there was no second publication of the said gazetted bill, which is what needs to be corrected, as what Honorable Chenroba was actually saying.
You know say plenty people no get for vote the time for election. Not because they no want for vote, but now because of this simple mistake where I can't tell you what so, now I go make plenty people no vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for vote and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as then they tell them for do. But hey, members say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. Then a number 1 step we go give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this time, you no go for vote. And I think this way person no go able for help you pan. What in this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you dey go school. You know what it make? You don't know. Sometimes the time for the election, then go say public transport not for run. This na big challenge for you. Remember, if you tap na Kalbaton and then you dey work na Lumley, how you go able for go and vote na that side? You go able for waka? The answer na no. So, no make that mistake dey. As them blow the whistle when they say, hey, today na the 3rd of September for begin the voter registration. Do ya try by all possible means for register na the center where they near you house. So the day when they go say for voting, whether Mutuka deal, Mutuka not deal, not to your business. You dey go serve full na morning, vote, return back na your house. So you see, if you make this mistake, the possibility go they say you no go vote 2023. So waiting at this yagba now for say me party go continue for then a power or me party go return a power if I'm not able for vote. You want vote, they change the whole situation.
J-Banks on the beat.
Election 10 no come back home. You don't come back home. Election 10 no come back home, mama. You don't come back home. Election 10 no come back home. You don't come back home. Election 10 no come back home, mama. You don't come back home. And now, the one we know they smoke, he they smoke. And now, the one we know they drink, he they drink. I say it now, the one we know they chat, he they chat. Safuloya, hey, and now, the one we know they cause, he they cause. And now, the one we know they fat, he they fat. And now, the one we know they chew, he they chew. Usted Salomon go get sense, so Usted and go left for you, see and abuse you. So when you're not corner, politician will make you vote for them. Then go level as they don't get the power, so you not go see them again. Salomon, make you shine your eyes. Shine your eyes well. Election 10 no come back home. He no come back home. Election 10 no come back home, mama. He no come back home. Election 10 no come back home. He no come back home. Election 10 no come back home, mama. He no come back home. And now, the one we know they smoke, he they smoke. And now, the one we know they drink, he they drink. I say that now, the one we know they chat, he they chat. So you they walk, hey. And now, the one we know they cause, he they cause. And now, the one we know they fat, he they fat. And now, the one we know they choke, he they choke. Now so the game they now. What do you the choke for? I see Maritos, then they scatter because of party business. Some are lost in job because of party color. Me neighbor know they talk to me because I know they ain't party. They tell me about how I connect. Election 10 no come back home. He no come back home. Election 10 no come back home, mama. He no come back home. Election 10 no come back home. He don't come back home. Election time don't come back home, mama. He don't come back home. And now, the one we know they smoke, he they smoke. And now, the one we know they drink, he they drink. I say that now, the one we know they chat, he they chat. Pay attention, yeah. And now, the one we know they cause, he they cause. And now, the one we know they fed, he they fed. And now, the one we know they choke, he they choke. You were a pack for gold. Pack what you get, nothing. Mama Saloni, you know. You were a kapu for gold. Kapu what you get, nothing. Mama Saloni, you know. That one where you don't get, he do for you bet. That one where you don't get, I get that. Oh, he do for you bet. Not take all the one, oh. Like colic, they colic so. Not take all the one, oh. Like colic, they colic so. That money what they give you for big school, oh. You eat a macolo. That money what they give you for the hospital. You eat a macolo. That money what they give you for the water well. You eat a macolo. That money what they give you for the bridge, oh. You eat a macolo. You eat a macolo. You eat a macolo, you would not left salon pandet. You get for regret. If it not good, you do. Not good go follow you. If not bad, you do. You get for die. And you go crazy before you die. Until you hear again. Now the day they come so small. Not allow them fool you. Think twice and ask God for direction. Because this time around we need a God-fearing somebody. We will do something for this nation that we enjoy. God bless you as you listen to the song. Pastor Julius, MCC.
The story of the new direction.
The hottest.
Sierra Leone, yes, I wanna do. Sierra Leone, yes, una kushe. We all are one, make we live together. Without peace, we no go before. Like you neighbor, no make palava. Salon, now no more we get. For the sake of the beginning, let we make salon. What do you don't do for mama salon? When they say water, you say for crop you back. And inside you they give peace a chance. Let we make salon. Anything you do, give peace a chance. Let we make salon. And inside you go, give peace a chance. Let we make salon. Salon man, how you they do? Salon woman do ya kushe oh. This na the time for let we make we country. Government property, not on am you own. Not dirty the street, not if na office. Waiting up for we, not on am you own. Let we like salon. Let we put them first. Live at peace inside salon. When they say water, you say for crop you back. And inside you they give peace a chance. Let we make salon. Anything you do, give peace a chance. Let we make salon. Any side you go, give peace a chance. Let we make salon. Sierra Leoneans wanna listen to me. Sierra Leoneans wanna listen well, oh. Learn some lessons and get some blessings. Stop the blame game like we make salon. This say not that one day say not this. Election time, not to time for feds. Make salon, not well this country. If we live in peace, salon go before. When they say water, you say for grub you back. And inside you day, give peace a chance. Let we make salon. Anything you do, give peace a chance. Let we make salon. And inside you go, give peace a chance. Let we make salon. Before ya, how una they do? Bakayad, una kushe. For make salon, make we live in peace. If we make salon, better go there for we. No place like home, no place like salon. Green, white and blue, make we raise them up. Let we make salon, let we not boil salon. Land that we love our Sierra Leone. When they say water, you say for crowd you back. And inside you day, give peace a chance. Let we make salon. Anything you do, give peace a chance. Let we make salon. And inside you go, give peace a chance.
On the beat.
Election 10 on Kamako. Ino Kamako. Election 10 on Kamako, mama. Ino Kamako. Election 10 on Kamako, ya. Ino Kamako. Election 10 on Kamako, mama. Ino Kamako. And now, the one we know they smoke, he they smoke. And now, the one we know they drink, he they drink. I say that now, the one we know they chat, he they chat.
This now we are on YouTube and Facebook.
Hey, and now, the one we know they cause, he they cause. And now, the one we know they fat, he they fat. I say that now, the one we know they choke, he they choke. Go put Saful what they reach, yeah? Usten Salomon go get sense, so Usten and go left for you, see, and abuse you. So when you not corner, politician will make you vote for them. Then go label as they don't get the power, so you not go see them again. Salomon, make you shine your eyes. Shine your eyes well, oh. Hey. Election 10 on Kamako. Ino Kamako. Election 10 on Kamako, mama. Ino Kamako. Election 10 on Kamako, ya. Ino Kamako. Election 10 on Kamako, mama. Ino Kamako. Now, the one we know they smoke, he they smoke. And now, the one we know they drink, he they drink. I say that now, the one we know they chat, he they chat. I saw you they walk, hey. And now, the one we know they cause, he they dey cause. Now, the one we know dey fet, he dey fet. Now, the one we know dey chook, he dey chook.
YouTube and Facebook.
Now so the game dey now. What do you dey chook for? I see marriages, then they scatter because of party business. Some are lost in job because of party color. Me neighbor now they talk to me because I know they like party. They tell me about how I connect. Election turn on come back home. You don't come back home. Election turn on come back home, mama. You don't come back home. Election turn on come back home, yeah. He don't come back home. Election turn up, come back home, mama. He don't come back home. Now, the one we know they smoke, he dey smoke. Now, the one we know they drink, he dey drink. I say that now, the one we know they chat, he dey chat. Pay attention, yeah. Now, the one we know they cause, he dey cause. Now. The one we know they fet, he dey fet. Now, the one we know they chook, he dey chook. You were the park for go, pack what you get, nothing. Mama Saloni, you know. You were the kapu for go, kapu what you get, nothing. Mama Saloni, you know. That one where you don't get. He do for you, bet. That